Caroline Calouche, welcome to the Biscuit Blitz.
Hello.
Great to see you.
Good to see you too, Matt.
All right, Caroline, tell everyone who you are, how long you've been in Charlotte, and what you do.
Okay, so I'm Caroline Calouche. I'm actually a Gastonia native. We moved there when I was 4 from Richmond, Virginia. I vaguely remember Richmond, but Gastonia is my home. So I've been going to many things in Charlotte since I was a kid. Went to school in Texas and then lived in Europe for a bit. So I took an 8-year hiatus around the turn of the millennium, and came back to Charlotte around 2006. And there was so much happening here that was not happening in '98 when I left. And it just looked totally different. So I thought, all right, I think I can start planting my roots back here again. And my father always told me, start your own business. Like that was kind of ingrained. I don't think he really meant a dance and circus nonprofit was his, because he's an engineer and my mom's an accountant, but they let me go to college for dance, ballet and modern dance at TCU, and over to Europe for more dance. And I'm sure when I caught that circus bug, they were just like, oh God,
what have we done?
Now she's flying. The ground is not good enough for her. She needs to be higher. What? So there was another hill they had to overcome with all of that. But I love it. I got hooked up with some friends here who helped me start the Charlotte Dance Festival, Juliana Hain, and she was rock climbing and a dancer and getting into aerial arts. And I was like, I want to do that. I love climbing trees as a kid. And so that was just how I started around like 07, 08. And so as Caroline Calouche Company is the performing professional company, and we're a resident company of the Blumenthal. Most of our shows are at the Booth Playhouse every season. And then we have a school, which is the Charlotte Cirque and Dance Center. And that's on Monroe Road near Sardis Road North. Our neighbors, literally our next door neighbors, is the culinary school that does breakfast for you all a lot.
Yes, Community Culinary School of Charlotte, Chef Ron.
Yes, Chef Ron. Yes, he comes over, brings us cookies sometimes.
Oh man, what a treat. What a treat. Well, so whether you want to talk about either the performance side of things or the school side of things, give us a sense of how the current COVID-19 crisis is impacting your organization or your projects.
So for the performance side, we did our cabaret show Valentine's Day weekend, February this year. And then in January, I had actually decided to postpone our spring show, the Nightingale, because there's tons of technology that we want to work with that, and the brand new storyline, I'm veering it off from the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. So I just needed more creative time. So the Arts and Science Council, who had given us a grant for that, graciously said, you've got until summer 2021 to figure it out. I was like, okay, I can do that.
Yep.
So we had to postpone that, which was a blessing in disguise, that it was supposed to be this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just had a lot of gig work performing wise that we were gonna do in the spring. And so everybody gets out, we'd have our portable rig and events. That's just been canceled or postponed a little bit. It's still kind of up in the air. So that's the performing side of it all. The school, starting, what was it, March 20th or something like that, we went into virtual classes. We moved up our spring break like CMS did, took a week to figure it out, and then started virtual classes. So there's dance, and even our apparatus kids and adults, like there's adults too, who are still taking class. They're going over their showcase dances. We're trying to translate things to the air, to the floor. We call them florials. So you're doing your dance, what would be in the air, just on the ground in some unique fashion. But we've also added in, like I'm teaching Pilates again, which I couldn't add into my schedule. And that's been great because I've had people, current students, former students, my mother-in-law joining, people from all over. Yeah. Hand balancing, Carlos can teach hand balancing now, and juggling, which we just couldn't fit in the schedule. And so now I can actually work on my hand balancing with him on Fridays, and juggling, which I'm getting there. So we've had to just shift our schedule, but add some new things. And what's great is that our current students are staying involved, but we're seeing some of our former students who have moved away and can't meet with us are back virtually, and newbies. So it's an interesting mix, and it's been really fun. Another class that I also teach is the Choreo Lab. So students ages like 15 to adults can start working with me on choreography, and they were supposed to have a show May 16, and we were working on pieces, but we switched gears to dance and circus films. So there's a whole genre of like dance for the camera. Think of it kind of like independent films, but more movement based. You could have text and words if you want to. It's up in the air. But so we're working on films, and it's fantastic. We're having a great time in there. The goal is just to laugh as much as possible.
That is so great. All right, this is going to be my final question because we're nearing the 5-minute mark. Really quick hit. Name one thing that you are missing out in Charlotte that you haven't been able to have, since we've had stay-at-home orders.
Oh, haven't been able to have. I mean, it's really hard on what we do. We like to connect to people,
Right.
between dancing with people, partnering with people. That's the big thing that I miss but we're doing as much as we can getting across through that screen. I don't miss the traffic, driving everywhere. So I'm having some more time to do more classes, which is nice. But yeah, we're really missing virtually touching, hugging people, high-fiving, whatever, partnering people in the air. That's kind of the thing I miss the most right now.
I'm with you. And we're going to get back there someday, Caroline. We are.
Oh,
thank you for spending 5 minutes with us. And I will see you out there in the real world soon. I know I will.
For sure. Thanks, Matt. Bye, everybody.